Hi, Ishmael. I want to tell you and Joe from It's Okay to Be Smart about the book that changed the way I see and interact with the world. The book is called Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Safran Foer. When I finished the book for the first time, I wept in a public cafeteria with a plastic mug of tea. I remember that by the time I looked up from the book, most of the lunchtime diners had cleared out, and a lady was sneaking through the tables with a vacuum cleaner strapped to her back like a rocket launcher. She looked at me and sort of shuffled the vacuum back and forth, and I held up the book, and she just nodded. She knew. Anyway, more than one part of that book altered the way that I see the world, but especially this part where the old man is talking, or yelling, rather. Everything he says ends with an exclamation point, so he's exclaiming. And he says, so many people enter and leave your life, hundreds of thousands of people. You have to keep the door open so that they can come in, but it also means you have to let them go. And I felt like for a long time I collected people who loved me, and I hoarded them. Once someone said, I love you, or made me feel loved in some way, I chained them to me, and I would do anything to keep them close. Tell them lies, appease them, give and give and give of myself. Here's my heart, here's my kidney, here, have my left arm, until I was dangerously empty for the sake of feeling loved. And then I read this book, and I saw all the putridness of my habits, and I realized how suffocating I had become to others and to myself, so I opened the doors. I love loving people. I love making people feel loved. I love showing people the really, really terrific parts of themselves. I love causing people to feel unprecedentedly important and making them feel brave. And I realized I needed to allow myself that privilege too. We're made of walls. It's hard not to let the fences go up around parts of us, but we can also carve all kinds of doors and windows. Windows shaped like stars and moons and trapezoids, big doors, round doors, doors that lean left, as long as they're all open, so that we get to love and love and love people for as long as we live, and so that those people can go and go and go and be loved some other way by someone else and to love others too. I wanted to tie that to the challenge that Joe put out, a book that makes you look at the world differently. I used to see the world as such a dark place where the key to survival was finding the rare little light bulbs and hiding them in the deep dark parts of ourselves. But now, because of Mr. Foer, I know that the world is full of light because the light is in us. And when we open our doors, the light floods out into the valleys between us until we all have our doors wide open and we realize it was all made of light all along. We were just being selfish. And I've decided, since reading that book, that the world is meant to be shared, and our doors are supposed to be swung wide open, to let the light in and also to let light go. Thanks very much for the challenge, Joe. And Ishmael, thanks for the open door. Good night.